Hey,
Hi.
it's Melissa.
And this is Kat.
God, I hope the camera looks good or I'm going to cry.
Who knows?
But we did try to fix it.
Let us know. I guess you'll find out when you're editing.
Let us know
but...
in the comments if the video looks like shit.
No, please don't. I'll cry.
No, I think it looks better. Listen, I'm not a camera person. I'm learning. Obviously, we started a podcast for a reason.
Audio, right?
I have a face for radio. Kat doesn't. Kat's beautiful.
When I'm wearing makeup.
No, you're beautiful.
Okay.
Anyway, so we got this camera because they were like, oh, okay, here's what happened. We started recording on Kat's phone, but to get it off her phone, we were like transferring it through the cloud, and that took 48 days.
Not only did it take 48 days, but like we're trying to like record it in a way where it would look good. And so we had to record in 4K and sending a 2-hour long video in 4K. My phone couldn't record it all the time either. I was deleting. I'm not deleting photos of Goose. So
no, that's not happening.
No.
But also, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh yeah. You didn't have your phone. So then we had to like have our tablet. You had to have your tablet, so then I had to have my tablet.
Yeah.
And it was really annoying because my tablet like kept shutting off. Anyway, this is a really long-winded way of saying that we bought a camera.
Like it's made for vlogging. It's a vlogging camera.
Period. But it's like a cheap ass shitty, like the settings are literally like party and beach. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like those are the settings.
Yeah.
Somehow this camera got set on portrait mode.
We think.
And as two blind girlies, you know,
from here, this looks great.
I'm like literally like I have my contact. If I have my contacts in, I am still blind. Like I can't see.
Yeah.
And I never wear my glasses when we record. I never wear my glasses like ever.
Even with my glasses on, I can't see well.
And then and then Kat has like are you nearsighted or farsighted, or you have astigmatism?
I have astigmatism, but I'm nearsighted. However, it is getting worse, and I do think I will need bifocals when I get older.
So?
Yeah,
that's nuts.
I told them the last time that I went to get my eyes checked that I wanted to check to make sure I had any bifocals, because my problem was I was looking at like my Kindle in front of me, and then I would look up to like watch my TV. My eyes were taking a hot minute to like adjust between the two with my glasses on, and that's bad.
See, luckily I'm nearsighted, but when I say nearsighted, I mean like if I don't have my glass on, if something is not this, if it's not
I can read
here,
this. Like I can read this.
Do you when you go to the eye doctor and they're like, "Can you read the last line?" I'm like, "I can't even read the top letter,
the giant
They're
E.
like, "Can you guess?" And I'm like, "Oh," and they're like, "That's a J," and I'm like, "All right,
same thing." That's what I said.
Or I'll be like E, and they're like, "That's a P."
Yeah,
like I literally cannot see.
Yeah, so when we were looking at this, we were like, "Oh no, it looks fantastic." And you know what? Right now, it looks fantastic. So we won't know.
I think we fixed the problem.
Okay.
As soon as I like turned the camera on, I like went into the settings and saw that the modes were like landscape, portrait, and beach. I was like, it probably like automatically goes to portrait mode.
Yeah. We also didn't have it on 4K, and it's a 4K camera, and we realized that also.
Yeah, I think it was on like 7.
No, it was on like 1080p, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, it was on 1080p.
Yeah, we were trying to fix it. Like we were like, we need to like figure out the frames per second. That's not even an option.
No, you can't look at the FPS, which kind of sucks because that would really help. But
yeah, so anyway, if you click on our website down in the show notes or in the description,
and join our Patreon.
No, I'm just kidding, but I'm not.
No, but we're so for real.
I mean, we bought this camera now. We're fucking using it forever.
Yeah, I also got the same one for streaming. So
yeah, I liked your webcam. I think it looked better.
I don't think it did.
Oh, okay, slay. Anyway, yeah, we're just two dumb girls who made a podcast. So
and here we are.
I just think it literally when I loaded up, because when I loaded up, it was episode 99. I was like, this looks like hot shit. And then we were like poking through the settings.
Well, we also thought the first time that we did it, it focused on my Squishmallows.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. We had the Squishmallow. So I was like, I think it was like focusing on the Squishmallow. So we turned off autofocus.
Yeah.
But we didn't turn off portrait, or we didn't change portrait mode.
Yeah, I don't. Whatevs.
So I think
it was also like beauty mode.
I think it was on portrait mode, and I think it like was like, this is what you want me to take the photo of, right?
Right.
And we were like,
No.
Actually, no.
Respectfully, we're the focus.
So we were blurred. And then also I think because I'm like darker than Kat, like I usually wear dark colors and like my complexion's darker and you're like lighter. I feel like, and your hair is lighter even. I think it was like picking up you sometimes. Never picked me up. The portrait was not portraiting.
Well, here we are.
Yeah, so hopefully it's fixed. And if it's not, this is going to be a really funny introduction to this episode.
Us talking about how we think we fix and it still looks like shit.
Also, speaking of shit we can't do, right? We didn't pick an episode.
Oh my God, we were so focused.
So focused on having our 100th episode.
Yeah.
Because we like made an outline and everything. And we were like, wow, we're really like...
We're so together, like we've got it.
And then I
forgets the whole premise of our actual podcast.
I forgot to pick an episode, but we like do polls on Instagram. If you don't ever, follow us on Instagram or do our polls, we do like
you
polls
should because we work really hard on them. Actually,
no free Pete's.
No,
actually, I just got my toes done. They look really good, so I would show you my Pete's. But
don't do it.
Anyway. We were doing our polls and we were, like going through movies and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like Bug's Life is such a good ass movie. And then I was thinking of like the song in it when they have like the ant party. They're like,
like the music.
And then I told Kat, I was like, I desperately must watch A Bug's Life.
So here we are.
Literally A Bug's Life is so funny.
It's pretty fucking good.
There's so many like one-liners. It's
pretty good.
Kat and I were literally talking the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because we realized we know like every word.
Yeah. I also knew what year it came out, and I don't know why I knew that.
98. Anyway, let's get into it.
We're
already spilling too much tea.
Did we say our names?
We did. We did. I swear.
I believe you.
Cross my heart and hope to die. Splintered from the headboard in my eye.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Pete.
Promise.
All right, Pete wins. I don't remember it, but I believe you.
Okay.
Tragical.
So this time
we're here to tell you why
A Bug's Life
is tragical.
Literally the funniest movie. I love the guy who did Flick, his voice. I love it. His laughter.
It's like infectious.
So heartwarming.
Yeah, it's like infectious. Like you want to laugh with
that
him.
man has a beautiful laughter.
I didn't realize, and now that I know it, I will never be able to unhear it, that Elaine does Princess Ada's voice.
You know what's so crazy? Elaine is an ant in this movie, and Jerry was a bee in a bee movie.
George, now it's your sins. You have to be a bug. You have to be a bug.
I wonder if Kramer and George have ever been bugs.
Okay, wait, no, but like, I'm not kidding. She is one of those people. I love her. Like, I
would die for her.
Love her. I think she's one of the funniest people on this planet.
Her like outfits in Seinfeld.
Oh,
like,
so good.
I'll never be a short, skinny girl. So I'm so jealous of you that you can wear like the long skirts and like the long like dresses. Like I'll never be able to dress like that because it doesn't look cute on me. And it does make me mad every day that I don't look like.
Well, it's kind of crazy
Elaine.
that you say that because most long dresses are as tall as me without them being on my body. Like on a hanger, like I'm next to them. Like it goes from my head to my foot, from shoulder to like, So anyway, I love her. I think she's like the funniest human being. And like now that I like realize after you said it, I was like, no, yeah, that's her voice.
We love Julia.
Like that's her voice. T.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess when you're
little,
7,
you don't realize.
You're not like, that's Elaine.
And I guess like, and I feel like I've seen this movie like maybe not like recently, but like I don't know. Crazy. Like
I mean the cast list is insane. Let's just go through it really quick.
It's bananas.
John Lasseter does some voices. Joe Ranft, he is like a Pixar legend. I'm pretty sure we talked about him. We talked about him in one of our Patreon videos, but I can't remember which one or for what. But he's done like a lot with Pixar.
Maybe the Steve Jobs one, since it was all about Pixar.
Yeah, he sadly has passed. He died in a tragic car accident. But
That's really upsetting.
yeah, it's so sad. He was only 45, but
That's crazy.
he's the voice of Heimlich. Dave Foley is the voice of Flick. Love his voice. Andrew Stanton, another Disney Pixar icon. He does a bunch of voices in this. Kevin Spacey is Hopper.
Moving on.
Bonnie Hunt is Rosie. Richard Kind is Molt.
Wait, who?
Bonnie Hunt is Rosie the spider. Yeah.
Now that you say that, I hear that too. What the fuck? How did they get this cast for this
I know.
movie?
Richard Kind is Molt, Hopper's brother, the grasshopper.
Okay, no, I will say
How did they do that?
they made him look like that grasshopper,
How
or
they
they
made
made that grasshopper look like him.
How they made a Richard Kind grasshopper.
That's literally Richard Kind as a grasshopper.
As a grasshopper.
Like that looks like
It's
him.
literally so funny.
It's hilarious.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is Princess Ada. John Ratzenberger is P.T. Flea. Brad Garrett is Dim. I love Brad Garrett. That's a tall, dark, handsome man right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of hot men, Dennis Leary is Francis. Dennis Leary could call me, even now. Like, I know he's getting on, but
It's okay.
he
So
could
are
get
we.
on. David Hyde Pierce is Slim.
You said he could get on.
He could get on.
Okay.
David Hyde Pierce is Slim, which I love his voice also.
Yeah.
The voice actors they have in this movie, they all just have the most pleasing voices.
Yes.
I think that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
Hayden Panettiere is Dot
I wonder how old she was.
in 19. I feel like she's like our age. So,
yeah,
she was
like
like
I
4
was
or 5,
6.
maybe.
Well, I would have been 5 actually, because
Yeah.
it probably didn't come out in December.
Yeah. Edie McClurg is Flora. Ashley Tisdale did some voice over work in this.
So random.
I think I remember reading she auditioned for Dot, but they gave it to Hayden Panettiere.
That's actually so crazy. She also would have been really young.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Harris does the voice of Manny. So just like a literal all-star cast of people. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's just so good.
Yeah,
I can't even believe. And I just love this movie so much.
it's so good.
I do have some fun facts for you.
I'm so ready.
So this is my favorite one. A Bug's Life editor, Lee Unkrich, I wonder how you say that, revealed they considered calling the film Bug Story. Pixar, you can't just name everything
Story.
Toy Story, Bug Story, superhero story. Like they were
Old man
They were
story.
really on one. Like they were
Yeah.
like a bug story. Like, guys, get it together.
I'm glad they changed it.
So they changed it to Bug's Life, which is not incredibly better. This also isn't really about like a bug's life. Like, I guess it is, but like, is it? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's like a reference to the fact that, like, you know, their whole life they were, well, the ants specifically.
Like, a Toy Story is like a story about toys, but a Bug's Life
is about ants.
is about, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of lazy, but it doesn't matter because it's such a good movie. So,
It's so true.
okay. The tunnel in a tunnel joke, they were talking about Flick, his tunnel in a tunnel idea, was a reference to Steve Jobs, the CEO of Pixar and Apple. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank
Wow,
you so
so
much.
crazy. Thank you for telling us
He had a
that.
plan for Apple to have a store in a store, which is a thing now for sure. Also, the hand gestures that are made by Hopper were modeled after Jobs.
Oh.
So, you know.
They said, hey, our boss, we're going to make a mockery
Yeah.
of you out of an evil grasshopper.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, slay.
Okay, this is crazy.
I'm
and
ready.
very long-winded.
Okay.
So jump in if you want to say something.
I'm
Yeah,
buckling
buckle
up.
During the summer of 94, I was in my mommy's tummy,
Mm-hmm. You were.
getting big and fat and sassy. Pixar's story department began turning their thoughts into their next film, while I cannot read today. Let me just start over.
You're killing it.
During the summer of 1994, Pixar's story department began turning their thoughts to their next film, while Toy Story. I can't say Toy Story.
You do struggle with that.
Toy Story. I want to say Toy Story. That's why. Toy Story was in post-production.
Uh-huh.
So
They were, like, done with it, pretty much.
Done with Toy
Yeah,
Story.
yeah.
They fucking done with Toy Story. Toy Story's fucking done.
Okay.
They did it.
They did it.
It's
Completed.
so
Finito.
The storyline of A Bug's Life originated in a lunchtime conversation between Lasseter, Stanton, Pete Docter, and Joe Ranft.
Mm-hmm.
The studio's head story team. They also do all the fucking voices and all
Yeah,
the movies.
yeah. Put themselves in their movies.
Those guys, though.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, and Wall-E.
Damn.
And A Bug's Life all at this lunch.
That's crazy.
Isn't
That's
that
years worth of
insane,
movies.
dude?
Yeah.
What a lunch to be at.
Yeah.
Just a fucking lunch, just a summer lunch in 94. They came up with all of those movies.
That's actually wild.
Isn't that so insane?
I wonder how they picked which ones to like start with.
I think they all like, but this is the thing. Like, okay, so I'll read this one. Stanton and Raft wondered, Ranft? I don't know how to say that. R-A-N-F-T. Ranft?
Ranft. Oh,
Ranft?
I hate that.
I want to say Raft for some reason.
I hate all of it.
Anyway, R.I.P. Stanton and Ranft wondered whether they could find a starting point in Aesop's fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper. Walt Disney had produced his own version with a cheerier ending decades earlier in the 1934 short, The Grasshopper and the Ants. In addition, Walt Disney Animation Studios had considered producing a film in the late 1980s entitled Army Ants that centered around a pacifist ant living in a militaristic colony, but it never fully materialized.
Thank God.
A decade later, DreamWorks produced a film with a similar army/pacifist theme to the Disney venture Ants.
That movie's horrifying.
Ants was released in 1998. It was released 1 month before
They did
A
it on
Bug's Life.
purpose.
Do you know who produced Ants?
Who?
Jeffrey Katzenberg, who used to work for Disney and left due to disputes.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen that movie recently?
Ants?
It's
It's
horrifying.
traumatizing.
The animation is disgusting. Sorry.
A
to those
Bug's Life
animators.
grossed double the amount
Yeah.
of the production of Ants.
Because it's better.
Isn't that so crazy? Like, he really was like,
I'm going to steal your idea and
it
literally.
wasn't, no, but he wasn't stealing it. Like, it was an idea he worked on with Disney. But Disney Pixar, they did it better. They were like, that's a dumb idea. We're going to make it cooler. And they did. And Ants is like, I haven't seen Ants. I remember watching it as a kid and liking it, but I don't know.
I just remember the animation being crunchy. Like, that ant looks funky.
And also, we were talking about it. This came out, 3 or 4 years after Toy Story?
And it already looks thousands of times better.
I remember when we watched Toy Story and I was like, this looks nuts. Like, this looks so much better.
Yeah.
Insanely better. Anyway, I thought that was crazy. Like,
you could tell that this movie was the one where they started playing with like textures because all the ants have like textured skin.
There's literally one part where it's like the bottom of Hopper's foot. You see it, and they didn't even like skimp on that. They were like, make that foot look like a grasshopper foot.
Yeah, there's like texture to
so
everything.
crazy.
It is crazy.
I just think that's wild though. That I didn't realize that those movies came out in the same
I knew
year.
that. Because they're literally like based around ants.
And I feel like that's like, is that even allowed? Anyway.
It's a different movie.
This is the first film with the Luxo Jr. bouncing and squashing the letter I. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. This was the next movie after Toy Story. That's so crazy.
That is crazy. Actually.
It just feels so much more like, and I love Toy Story, but it just feels so much farther along.
It feels more advanced.
When you said 1999, I was like, there's no way. It's got to be like 2003, 2004.
Yeah, I literally we were sitting there and I was like, when? Because I like putting the year that the movies came out. I don't know why. I just do in my notes. And I was like, what if this movie came out in 98? And Melissa was like, there's no fucking way.
It just looks immensely better.
But also, why did I know that? I don't know why I knew that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The short film, Jerry's Game,
was before Bug's Life.
Was shown before the film in theaters, at least in the United States.
Yes.
And that's the one with the old guy playing
chess by himself.
It's so good. Do you want to hear something even fucking crazier?
And then he becomes the toy cleaner upper guy in Toy Story 2.
Mm-hmm. That is right. The face of Jerry from the short Jerry's Game is molded into the tree of the ant colony tree. It's best visualized while Flick is explaining how seeds grow into trees. His face is in the tree. We have to rewatch it. We have to rewatch it now.
That's crazy.
This one's just wild, and I know which one we have, and we're gonna say it on 3. Okay.
I'm scared.
In the home video release, there were 5 covers to pick from. There was Hopper, Flick, Dot, Francis, and Heimlich. Do you remember which one we had on VHS? Because I do. I remember who was on ours.
Was it Flick?
I said we were going to say it on 3. Also, you're wrong. We had Dot. We defo had
Did
Dot.
we?
Mm-hmm. I can see
Why
it in
were
my
there
head.
different ones?
So that, I don't know, collectors would buy all 5 because
And now
it's
they're all
Disney
probably
and
in
they
a
want to
dump
make
somewhere.
money. Yeah, now they're all in the trash. But yeah, isn't
That's
that
really
cool? There was
sad.
Hopper, Flick, Dot, Francis, and Heimlich. I love Francis.
I want
Listen, I
Heimlich.
fucking love Francis.
I do love Francis.
He's so great.
I want Heimlich.
Yeah.
I love him.
But yeah, those are my fun facts. They're from the Internet Movie Database.
Or bad days if you're nasty.
And they'll be linked on our website, tragicalpodcast.com.
Whee! Speaking of Heimlich, we were watching this. We were talking about at Disneyland in California Adventure, they used to have Bugs Land.
Ugh, and it's gone.
It is gone. It is Avengers Campus, which I will say is really cool, and I really do enjoy it. I do miss Bugs Land though. We never got to ride Heimlich's Choo Choo Train. I don't think we ever rode it when we went.
It was so cute, and I miss it so much. It was giving Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground vibes.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much.
I just want to own one of the Heimlich trains.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure John Stamos has
He
one.
definitely does. He has everything.
Yeah, he has a Dumbo too.
Yeah. He's a big Disney adult.
Yeah.
Somebody bully John Stamos because he's a huge Disney adult.
He
have a-
bullies cast members
Look,
enough.
I have a spider
so-
on my shirt.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of bugs.
But also
It's a
ironic
Spider-Man
because
shirt.
Marvel
I know, that
replaced
that's
Bugs
actually what made me think of it.
Land. Look at you're so
I'm like,
meta.
Theme.
Wow.
Themed content.
Crazy. I'm wearing a shirt that has Spaceship Earth on it and it says prettiest girl in school.
What did you just call that?
Spaceship Earth? Epcot ball? Ball.
Excuse me.
My best friend Hannah and Bean, their 15-month-old son calls the Epcot ball.
It's just ball now.
We went to Epcot 2 days in a row for Louis to see ball.
He's at ball right now.
I'm
so happy
they
for him.
literally went to Epcot today just for Louis to see
Listen.
ball.
If he thinks it's ball, it's ball.
It's ball forever.
It's ball forever.
Correct.
So this movie opens up with ants collecting food. They're in a line. Also, as soon as the movie opened up and they pan into like the little ant hill area, I was like, I want to go to there. Like I want
Melissa
to live
wants
there
to be an ant
amongst the blades of grass. Like I want to be there. I want to be there so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But there's ants and they're in a line, and the ants on the top of the little grains and berry bushes are like dropping the food down, and then the ants are carrying it in a line, and then a leaf falls, and the ant is like, I don't
Freaking
know what to do. He's like, I've lost the line.
Yeah, because I said this when you were watching it, but like don't ants go off of like the scent? Did you know people?
Fucking know.
Did you know people can smell ants?
What do you mean?
I swear this is a whole thing. People know when there's like ants like near like in a room or like nearby because they can smell ants.
What does that mean? What do they smell like?
I don't remember what people like. It's a very
like ants.
Hold on, I'm literally gonna Google it.
You can smell ants?
I cannot.
Is this like a cilantro thing?
Yes.
Like some people think cilantro tastes
Me?
like soap.
What do ants smell like? I feel like it's like copper or something. Rotten coconut. And it's like people literally would be like, oh yeah, there's ants. Like I can smell when there's ants like in the kitchen or like when I'm walking by ants. Like they can smell ants.
I'm mad. I
Isn't
wanna
that
smell
fucking
ants.
crazy? Coconut or rotten butter? Coconut. Ammonia. Coconut. A lot of it is coconut or like rotten coconut.
I'm about to go sniff some ants.
I've never been able to smell ants. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
People can smell ants.
Let me know if you could.
Anyway, I thought ants like when they follow the line, they're like following like
probably
the
do.
scent of like there's like a scent line.
Do you know what else? These motherfuckers only got 4 legs. Well, technically they're standing up on their back legs and they only have 2 more legs.
2
but
arms.
ants have 6 legs. They're insects.
Oh,
Disney was like,
fuck it.
And they walk like upright. It's so crazy.
Yeah, why?
Thorax swinging.
They could have. They could have just given them 2 more legs to walk on.
Okay, I read in the fun facts. I didn't put it because I thought it was boring.
Animating.
They just wanted them to look like nicer. So the grasshoppers do have all 6 legs, and they look like scarier and creepier because they have.
Oh,
but whatever.
Fuck it,
I just think it's really funny.
Fuck it, we ant.
They have arms and legs. They're like standing upright.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That would be like if in Lady and the Tramp, like Lady and Tramp just walked around on their hind legs the whole time.
Some like eldritch horror. That's scary.
Anyway, so Mr. Soil comes over. He's one of the head ants.
Okay,
helps the ant around the leaf because it's so stupid.
Imagine, like, none of them have names, but then there's Mr. Soil.
Yeah. I think they all have names, probably. Also, Flick is the cruelest name for an ant.
But there's no C. It's just F-L-I-K.
Yeah, well, we get it.
Okay, not to like derail again.
Please.
Have you seen that sweet lady on social media? Fuck, what is her name? She's like, her whole life is dedicated to a petition to bring Flick back to meet and greets at Disney.
That's really the saddest thing I've ever heard.
She posts it under like
he was cool to
everything and anything. It's literally her like life's work is this petition.
Is she
solely
like,
to bring back
attracted to Flick?
No, I think she's just a really big Bugs Life fan. And when they announced that Zootopia was taking over the Tree of Life and they were getting rid of a Bugs Life, it was over for her. It was
she's gonna
over.
We shall not be moved.
That's gonna be her. I can't remember her name.
We shall not be moved.
She's posted under like my photos before, like on Instagram.
That's gonna be her.
She'll be like, sign this petition to bring Flick back, and like she'll like literally post it. Good for her. That's her special interest.
You've got to have a dream.
That's her hobby. Her special interest is not just Bugs Life, just Flick.
Yeah, you've got to have something to get you up in the morning,
and that's for her.
If it's Flick, then okay.
That is a really funny name for him.
His name is Flick. Okay,
yeah.
So these ants are like walking their food up to a I don't even know.
Giant leaf.
Yeah, it's
on
like
top
a
of
pedestal,
rocks.
basically. Yeah. For the food. The queen is there, and she is straight vibing. She old as hell. She has a little aphid as a pet named Aphie.
Yeah, and then she has like ants that hold leaves over her to fan her and keep her in shade.
She's that bitch.
Yeah.
Her daughter, Princess Ada, is freaking out about the gap in the line. It's literally like if you were an ant, I guess it's a big deal, but it's like a centimeter.
Yes.
But I guess if you're an ant, it's like so big.
Yeah, she's definitely
she's
like
freaking out because they basically have to collect all this food because some grasshoppers are going to come and eat it. They're feeding grasshoppers, or the grasshoppers will like murder them.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's their whole job.
So Princess Ada's freaking out. She's like, we're not going to be able to collect enough food. There's a gap in the line. And then the queen is like, it's fine. We do it every year. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, they show up, they eat, and then they leave.
Yeah, they come, they eat, they leave, babe.
And that's it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's also a younger princess ant. Her name is Dot. She's itty bitty tiny, and
cutest thing.
She's so cute. Very sassy. She doesn't have her like flying wings yet. Like she has little wings, but they're not strong enough to be able to like hold her if she wants to fly.
Yeah. We were talking about this. I was like, is it the same as bees where like the queen makes all the babies? Or
yeah, I don't know how ants work.
I don't either. But I was like, damn. The slot.
Yeah, why are these two the only royalty?
Yeah. Also, the age gap between Ada and Dot is
and
like,
who's their dad?
Dot is like 5. Mr. Soil.
It's not though. They don't. No spoiler alert. They don't get together till like the end.
Is that even? No, I think Mr. Soil and the really old one are different. I think I'm just combining them as one ant.
No, Mr. Soil is the tall, skinny old one.
I don't think so.
Not the shaking one.
That's the one that the queen gets with.
No.
Yeah.
She gets with Mr. Soil.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying Ada's like 20 and Dot is like 5. It's just a big age gap.
Yeah,
anyway, Ada gets hit with like a fucking stalk of
It's literally a
grain.
blade of grass, but like to them,
Yeah.
it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like almost crushes her to death. But but
She's
ants are like
fine.
resilient. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, isn't it something like ants can pick up like 90 times their body
Yeah,
weight
it's
or
fucking
something?
crazy.
It's nuts.
I
Anyway,
can't do anything.
they get it. Yeah, they like carry snakes away. Like that's fucking insane, dude.
Wild. Bugs are fucking weird,
Ants
yo.
are insane. So Flick, he's an ant. He
He's the Tinkerbell of the ant hill.
He tinkered himself a grain contraption, so it like takes the whole stalk and like knocks all the seeds out and collects the seeds,
And
but
then
then it
throws
throws
the
the
stalk.
stalk. So that's what hit Ada. So he's like freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to like hurt anybody. I'm just trying to
Make it easier and faster.
get this food faster." And then of course all the advisors are like, "Flick, respectfully get fucked.
Yeah.
Just go like get food like a normal ant."
Yeah. He's literally the Tinkerbell of the
He kind of
anthill.
is.
Dot loves Flick's inventions. She thinks they're really
Yeah.
cool. He also makes her a telescope.
How did you know the word telescope?
He made it up.
Okay.
He invented the word telescope out of a
Just
blade of
making sure.
grass that he wrapped and tied and then put a dewdrop into. He's
Yeah.
literally Tinkerbell. And then this is one of my favorite parts of this movie. Di's complaining about how like she isn't happy because like she can't fly and she's not cool and all the kids make fun of her. And then so Flick takes
She
a
can't
rock.
fly. She's not cool.
She's really small.
Period.
Flick takes a
Yeah, is she
rock.
like underdeveloped? Everyone's always talking about how small she is.
I think she's just little.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they're mean to her. But also she's the princess, so like fuck you,
Yeah,
bitch.
you the princess and no.
Anyway, Flick takes a rock and he's like, pretend this is a seed. And eventually this seed is going to grow to be a great and powerful tree. But right now it's just a seed. And she's like, this is a fucking rock.
It's a rock.
She's not understanding that it's an analogy.
And then he like screams at her. He's like,
He's like,
"Just
it's a rock. It's a rock."
pretend it's a seed. Use your imagination.
And she's like, okay, but it's a rock.
She's like, you're weird. I love you.
It's so funny. I love the rock analogy.
Yeah. He's basically trying to tell her, like, yeah, like a seed is small, but eventually, like, one day it'll be a
grows
tree.
big
Like,
and
you're a seed right
powerful.
now.
Right.
That's so sweet.
It is so cute.
Flick's a good dad to Dot because she doesn't have one, apparently. A horn blows. They have, like, a shell. Must be near the water.
They are.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It's
Sounds
just
good.
dried out right now.
Okay.
It's not the rainy season yet.
Oh.
Mhm. It's summer, so it's dried out.
Okay, period. Yeah, so the horns are blowing. They're literally like seashells that the ants are blowing into.
That
And
was
it's
the
because
horn.
the grasshoppers are coming.
Yeah. They're coming
That's the
to
grasshopper warning.
eat the food.
Yeah, so everyone runs inside the anthill. Again, I want to go to there. Like the inside of the anthill.
There's like glowing mushrooms and shit.
There are glowing mushrooms in there. The vibes are vibing. It's giving Tron again, like the blue light.
But like Antron.
Like Antron, yeah, for sure.
I'm kind
Like
of a fan.
I literally want to live in that anthill so badly.
Yeah.
Get me in that anthill.
Without the ants. Unless
They
you
seem
are an
kinda
ant.
cool.
Unless you are an ant, I guess.
They
it's
seem
fine.
really cool.
Yeah, so they all run into the anthill, and the Ada's like, okay, everybody's in. And so, like, everybody's in the hill, except for, of course, Flick, who still has the seeds that he used his little machine for. It's like on a backpack. So he runs and he goes to, like, throw the seeds in, but he throws his whole backpack.
Yeah.
He runs, and the backpack flings, the thing that flings the stalk and hits.
It does what?
It flings. And
Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking.
and
I feel like you put a
knocks
little
the
more body in
rock.
it the first.
I do a death drop. That was actually what the invention did. Anyway,
Okay.
so it knocks into the rocks, holding up the leaf, and the leaf falls into the water, and then
Yeah.
all the food for the grasshoppers is
It was
gone.
like seeds and berries. Yeah.
Yeah. So Flick's obviously freaking the fuck out. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So-
wasn't even like water. That's the thing. It was like a legitimate like puddle.
Yeah.
Like to us, we wouldn't even like see it.
True. That is very true. So he tries to go tell Ada, but they're all freaking out over the fact that the grasshoppers are there. But then they overhear the grasshoppers say that the food is gone. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I boring you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I had a big yawn.
My bad.
My brain needed air.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah.
He really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the grasshoppers are in there and they're like, where
They
the
kick-
fuck is our food?
They kick holes in the
their
fucking
big
dirt
ass feet.
above them.
And then
yeah.
Richard Kind is literally
Bodies.
a grasshopper. It's crazy.
It literally looks like him. It's fucking crazy.
Imagine being in the room when they like show that for the first time to like the guy animating next to him. Being
Yeah.
like, look.
It's literally Richard
Look,
Kind.
I did Richard.
that.
I did Richard as a.
They're probably fucking cackling.
That's what I'm
They're at
saying.
their little like.
I bet they
little
were
tables, and
losing
he was
it.
like, "Hey, that's
Yeah.
really good, dude. You should do that."
Right? It's
That's so funny.
Yeah. Like there's just like something so funny about seeing yourself as a grasshopper probably. That's like really fun.
Do you think if I were him, that would be one of my favorite roles personally.
Hopper is really mean and the only reason he doesn't kill Molt is because it's his brother and he
Molt
promised.
is Richard Kind, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
He promised on his mommy's deathbed that he wouldn't kill Molt, but that's the only reason he keeps him around because he's like really annoying.
Yeah, so he punches another grasshopper since he can't. I
Yeah.
mean, you can still hit him.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill him if
He's
you
not going
punch
to do
him.
harm to him is what he promised from Mama.
I guess.
Would never do that.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, the ants have to get the offering before the last leaf falls.
Yeah.
Or the grasshoppers are gonna fucking kill them all.
Yeah. And then Hopper threatens like the royal family. So Flick tries to stand up for them. And then he's like, you know what? Since you want to be a bad bitch, you guys can get me double the amount of food.
Yeah.
So
we talked about it on Patreon, but this movie does not pass the Bechdel test.
Yeah. So we decided we're gonna start
Just because I think it's fun.
yeah.
So basically the Bechdel test, it's Bechdel, right?
Bechdel.
Mm-hmm. The Bechdel test is, are there two women characters in the movie? That's the first part. So this movie does pass that part.
Right.
Because, we got Ada, we got Dot.
And the queen.
And the queen.
And Rosie.
Rosie and Gypsy.
Yeah. So there's a couple.
There's quite a few women main women characters in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Do they talk to each other? Ada and Dot talk to each other. Ada and the queen talk to each other.
Queen and Dot.
The point they don't pass,
Right.
and we discussed this, is that they have to have a conversation that does not revolve around a man.
But here's my question though, because like they're not like talking about like them because they're men. You know what I mean? Like, is that the stipulation?
No.
Is it like
They never have two women in this movie never have a conversation
With
that
each other?
does not have something to do with a man. Like,
That's fair.
whenever Dot and Ada talk, they are talking
about the
about
grasshoppers?
getting the offering for the grasshoppers. The grasshoppers are all men. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe there is like ways to bend the rules, but if you
I'm
ask
thinking
me,
they're not talking about them because they're men is what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not like, oh my God, that man's hot, or oh my God, I want to marry that man.
I don't think that matters. I think it's literally like two women have to be having a conversation that does not revolve around a man. And they don't. Like every time
Yeah.
they are talking to each other, it's literally about the offering or Flick. So I'm going to go ahead and say it doesn't pass the third point.
Yeah.
I mean, you could like kind of like say, oh, but they're talking about the offering. But the offering is two grasshoppers, which are men. So I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's just like,
Can we give it like 2.5 stars
yeah,
out of 3?
because it's not like they're like talking about like them because they're men is what I'm saying.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I don't think that matters.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be like, oh, that man is manning over there. Look
No,
at
but
him,
you
man.
get what I'm saying, because like if two women in a movie are talking about a man, like it makes him seem
Yeah.
like vapid is like I think the point of it.
If they were talking about like going out on the town, that would be not related to a man at all.
Unless they brought up like, I'm gonna hook
Unless
up
they
with
were
a
like,
man.
so we can impress a man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I would say 2.5,
Okay.
2.5 out of 3 stars.
I concur.
I just feel like, yeah, they're talking about the grasshoppers.
Yeah.
The grasshoppers are men. So
Yeah. There's also a feral grasshopper that they keep on a leash.
yeah, Thumper. Named after Thumper from Bambi.
Yeah, no, he's definitely named after the sweet little sassy bunny. For sure. Yeah, he's frightening.
No,
And they
he
use
was
him
named after
to
the sweet little sassy bunny. What do you mean? Where else? That's where that name comes from. Thumper.
I think because like
This is a
they're
Disney
grasshoppers.
movie, and he was named after Thumper.
Okay. He's like way different.
It was actually a fun fact, but I'm not
But
gonna go
like
back
why
and
is
find
he
it.
but why?
I think it was just one of the producer's favorite Disney
That's
characters.
so random.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't that interesting of a fact, but it's true.
It's definitely interesting. Anyway, he's like it's just weird to me that they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like all humanoid.
Yeah, that
They're all
one's broken.
and they use like the feral grasshopper on a leash as like a threat. Like he's like
Yeah.
a feral dog.
I think there are feral humans,
You don't put them on a leash and use them to threaten people though.
but you could for
You
cinematic
shouldn't.
purposes. Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't, but you could.
Yeah.
Anyway, Flick kind of stands up to Hopper. He's like, "You suck," and Hopper's like, "Get back in line." And Flick is like, "Okay, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
You're right.
Yeah.
So they have to get the offering before fall,
And double it.
and it's like summer. So
Yeah,
they
they call
have
it-
a long time. Long deadline.
It's the rainy season. Is what they call it. So I'm assuming it's spring.
No, he says you have the whole summer. And when the last leaf falls is when they basically have summer and fall.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So they've got a long time.
Then why do they always talk about the rainy season?
That's the end of fall,
So winter?
I guess.
Weird.
Maybe it just rains where they are in the fall. Because if
Maybe.
you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
not to like spoil or whatever, but when they're making the bird is like during fall.
Oh, yeah, I guess
And then
so.
at the end of the movie, it starts raining.
I didn't even think about that.
So I guess their
That's true.
rainy season is in
winter?
fall.
Or the end of fall.
The end of fall, yeah.
Anyway, so they the grasshoppers leave them with that.
Yeah.
The ants hold a trial for Flick.
Also, just the entire colony, like looking at Flick in that room, just being like,
Oh, yeah, like you fucked up. Yeah,
"Hey, girl,
It's
what
fully
happened?
like not to point fingers, but it is fully his
What happened?"
fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Flick
they hold.
Flick goes to court.
Yeah, so it's really funny because it's like Princess Ada, the queen's like off to the side. She's there, but
She's presiding.
Yeah. And then there's like three ant elders, but the three ant elders
like this.
are wearing like, okay, you know how like in old times when they went to court, they would wear like the white like powder wigs, but they're all wearing flowers
Mozart wig.
on their head. So it's so funny.
Yeah, they look like
Yeah.
judges.
Yeah.
Do you know in like the UK they still be fucking wearing those wigs?
I can't talk about that. That's too much for my brain to comprehend. Anyway, they're yelling at Flick, and Flick literally says, "I'm sorry for the way that I am."
Me every day, Flick. Me too, girl.
You poor sweet angel. That makes me really sad. Because I feel that.
We've all been there.
My God. Literally me crying over a fucking fake ant. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that I am that the way I am. That's awful.
They're not sure what to do with Flick because he can't go to the tunnels because he fucked up the tunnels. He can't go anywhere. He's just fucked up every department.
Okay, but he's not really fucking them up. They just like aren't using him to his full potential. And he's trying to do things, but then he's doing them on his own.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, so they are basically trying to figure out what to do with him. And Flick comes up with this great idea while they're discussing that. He's
Yeah.
like, "I'm going to go find help and then we can like kill the grasshoppers." And they're like, "That is a great idea, Flick. Please leave the island effective immediately." Because they think basically once he leaves Ant Island that he's going to die or get hurt or something.
Well, they think it's gonna take him weeks to even like find anybody.
They're like, by the time he even gets to the city, which apparently is going to take 45 years, and tries to find somebody and come
Right.
back, it's going to be like months and months. And that's what they need is him gone.
Yeah, because they live on an island.
Yeah. So they're like, great. See ya, Flick. Good luck finding help. Thank you so much. They just want him gone, though.
Also, they're like talking about him in a little circle while he's still in the room, and they're not whispering. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be really, really great if he's gone for weeks, and Flick's just standing off to the side like,
Well, no, Flick is like talking to himself in his own little world.
It's just that you know that he can hear them.
No, he can't because he's having hallucinations of his own.
So funny.
So the next day or whatever, all the ants are trying to repair the offering podium and grab more
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
And Flick comes out of the ant hill in his sick ass fucking leaf hat,
He's got a leaf
like a leaf
hat,
baseball cap,
and then like a rolled up leaf with like
and his
pots
nappy
and
sack.
It's like pots and pans hanging off of it.
Yeah. So he leaves, and as soon as he makes it like over the hill, like away from the colony, they all start like clapping. They're
And
like,
he's like,
"Woo!"
oh my God, they believe in me. They think I'm going to do great things. They're just cheering that he's gone.
yeah, they're like, bye, bitch.
damn, bro.
Two of the younger ants, they come and bully Flick. They're like, my dad thinks you're going to die.
Okay, also in the first 10 minutes of this movie, the word die, dying, suicide is mentioned probably 6 or 7
There's
times.
more.
And don't worry, there is more.
There's more death. I love this movie.
It's a
I
lot.
love true crime. And then Dot comes over and she's like, I think you're going to make it, Flick. Good luck. May the force be with you. And live long and prosper.
Yeah.
Flick grabs onto a dandelion fluff and flies over what used to be a river. It's like a dried up riverbed.
Yeah, so like their island, it looks like it's
There's
like
no water surrounding it. The water's dried up.
yeah, so it's like a tree, and I think it's like what the tree's on is like the roots, the dirt around the roots, and that's where they've made their anthill. And then like the water has like rushed around it, but yeah, it's like dried out. It's just like
Yeah.
a dried out riverbed right now.
It's all like crackledy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He flies into a rock.
Slay. Starting off great.
So he's on his way. On the way of his journey.
Tell everybody.
No, that movie is terrible.
On my way.
Cut to a troop of circus bugs.
It's a flea circus.
Well, PT is the only flea.
Yeah, but get it?
Yeah.
It's a flea circus.
It's a flea circus.
It's so
That's
funny.
a thing that people had at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. There are Dim, who is a beetle, a big ass beetle.
Okay, he's another one that I was talking about.
He's
That he's
stupid.
not like like
I
everybody
think he's
else.
just dumb.
Yeah, but they talk about training him and stuff. Like he's a dog.
He's a circus
He's like
freak.
Thumper,
And he usually does an act with Rosie,
who's a Black Widow spider.
who's a black widow spider. We love her.
Mm-hmm.
There is also, oh God, I jumped to the end of my notes.
There's Heimlich, who's my personal fave. He's a sweet, chunky little caterpillar.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, but I often say caterpillar.
A lot of people do though.
But I don't catch myself saying it. So if I say caterpillar or caterpillar, please don't make fun of me.
Okay.
Because I don't even realize I say it. I don't think I'm going to be saying it that much though.
No, because
I
we'll say his
know
name.
it's caterpillar, but sometimes my brain will be like caterpillar,
Caterpillar.
and it doesn't hear it though. It's like, no, yeah, that was right, girl.
Yeah.
Slim the stick bug, who I love. He's my favorite. Slim has a boyfriend named Francis.
No, everyone thinks is a girl because Francis is a ladybug.
Yeah, Francis is a ladybug, but Francis is in fact male. However, I do think that maybe Slim and Francis are in a
Together?
relationship.
Yeah.
It is not proven.
It's not canon.
It's not something I can prove. It's just a feeling I get deep in my heart that they're together.
I
and they're in
concur.
love.
I concur. I think they're together.
So yeah, they're in love. And then there is also Major Manny, and Gypsy. And Manny is a praying mantis, and Gypsy is
moth.
A really pretty moth.
Yeah, she's like one of those ones where like the inside of her wings are really pretty,
Yeah.
and then the outside looks like eyes, so that way like bugs don't come after them.
Yeah.
Or birds.
Right.
And then there's the roly polies,
Tuck and Roll.
Tuck and Roll, who don't
Apparently-
speak English.
Tuck is the one with 2 eyebrows,
And Roll is the one
has
with one. Yeah,
So in case you wanted to know who is who,
they speak like gibberish. I don't even. Is it even a real language?
they're Hungarian.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're speaking Hungarian,
But like that's what they.
that's what they're supposed
Yeah,
to
so
be.
like they'll be talking to them the whole movie, and Tuck and
They
Roll have
don't
no
know
idea what's
going
happening.
on. They're there for vibes
They're
and each other.
so
And
funny, though. I
them
love
so much.
them.
I loved roly-polies as a kid.
Yeah.
I would dig them up in the yard and play with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would get like 6 or 7 of them because they roll up. So I'd get like 6 or 7 of them and I'd like lay them on the like cement and like wait for them to unroll. Like I literally
We were
loved
outside
roly.
kids.
We were fucking outside, bro.
Yeah.
I was digging in the dirt
Kids
looking
these days
for
don't even know.
roly-polies. Worms and roly-polies. Lizards. We did like
We did love
we played with-
lizards. Mm-hmm.
This circus sucks. All the acts are going wrong. There's literally the stands are not filled. There's like 7
And
people
it's all
in there.
flies.
Yeah.
They're all flies in the.
There's 2 flies in particular. One of them yells at Francis, "Hey cutie, wanna pollinate with a real bug?" Which is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
It's so good, dude.
It's literally so good.
It's hilarious.
And Francis goes over and like kind of like sassy flies over and then is like, "I'm a boy."
I'm a man.
And then starts yelling at the flies.
Yeah.
And Slim says that's not the way to speak to a lady. It's literally so funny.
It's so good.
And Francis is like,
I
"You
heard
are
that.
not helping," and that's why I think they're in love. They
Yeah,
just
yeah.
are-
Their
I
little
don't know.
banter is
I just
really
feel like they've been
cute.
together for 20 years, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Francis is like yelling at the
Ready
the flies.
to fight some flies.
Manny and Gypsy take the stage for their like finale.
Disappearing act.
It's like the finale before the grand finale,
Yeah.
basically. But Manny gets mad because somebody throws something at him, so he just walks off and leaves some Gypsy in a Chinese takeout
box.
container.
Yeah.
So things aren't going well. Their
No.
final act is like basically Dim is gonna hit a cannon, Tuck and Roll are gonna land on flypaper, and Rosie has to try and make a web for them to land in before the flypaper catches on fire. That goes horribly wrong. PT
And they're
Flea-
also all blindfolded.
yeah. Oh, thanks, Kat. That was super important.
It is though, because Rosie can't see what she's webbing.
PT Flea ends up on the flypaper, almost gets caught on fire, gets himself off in time, but the flypaper falls on top of him and he catches on fire anyway.
Yeah, and the flies are all like, light him on fire again.
Yeah, the 3 flies that are still on there are clapping.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Woo,
yeah.
catch that flea on fire one more time."
They all
Yeah,
get fired.
This circus sucks.
Yeah, they all get fired.
They're not doing good.
No.
They do all get fired.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they've been all together a very long time, though. It's not obvious, but
Yeah,
apparently-
I just think that they're not given the proper means to do their acts well.
Yeah.
I think that's
One of the
it.
flies literally was like, "I only have 24 hours to live,
And I don't
want to
wanna spend
it
it
here."
doing
That
this.
shit's so, bro. This movie's so fucking funny, dude.
and it's so good.
I only have
It's so
24 hours to
good.
live. I'm not gonna spend it here.
So we cut to Flick making it into the city.
Mm-hmm.
The city is a bunch of trash that is next to a trailer in the middle of nowhere, and next to the trailer is also the Pizza Planet truck, by the
Oh.
way. But yeah, there is a pile of trash that looks like a city, and there's like
It's so
lightning
great.
bugs in empty Christmas lights that are like traffic lights. There's like cereal boxes as buildings.
Yeah.
There's a bug that's a bus, and he says the stops are the can of beans or the dead rat.
Yeah, I'm getting off at the dead rat.
Yeah, I don't know about you. That sounds like a good time to
I'm
me.
going there
It's like the
tonight.
Chicago
Hey,
rat
what are you
hole.
doing tonight?
Have you seen that?
What?
The Chicago rat hole?
Uh-uh.
I guess there was a like cement, and supposedly it was a squirrel that was like in the cement when it dried, and it looks like a rat. So it became like viral on TikTok. So people were giving it offerings and putting like pennies and stuff into like this hole in the cement. And then someone in the middle of the night filled it with cement, and somebody went it's like fucking snowing in Chicago and dug the cement out because the cement was still wet, and people were like livid that somebody tried to fill the Chicago rat
The
hole.
Chicago rat hole. We didn't see that when we were there.
No, it's 2 blocks from the Take This to Your Grave apartment. By the way,
We didn't go see that either.
No, we didn't.
We should have.
We fucked up. We got to go back.
Did we even Chicago?
Somebody got engaged at the Chicago rat hole the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I love that.
I think that's so funny.
That's so sweet.
I love Chicago. Anyway, so
anyway, the correct answer to what are you doing tonight is going to the
Chicago rat hole. Oh, the dead rat.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Gooby's joined us.
Oh, hey, Gooby.
Oh, good. Yeah. So there's literally like a bug sitting on the ground. I think he's a grasshopper also. He's like rubbing his legs together and it's like, kid tore off my wings. It's like
yeah.
his little homeless person.
Yeah.
Unhoused person.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying these days? Great.
Yeah.
Flick sees the bean can.
It's a bar.
It's a bar and there's a bunch of tough bugs there, he thinks. He's like, yay, tough bugs. Like Flick is such a nerd.
Yeah, because somebody gets oh my God.
You're me. Welcome.
A bug gets kicked out of the bean can.
Some bug.
Yeah, some bug. And the bouncer is like, you ain't
Get
no
outta
tough
here.
bug. Yeah.
Inside the bean can, there's a mosquito that orders a drink at the bar, and he says, Bloody Mary.
Oh, positive.
And that's like one of my favorite lines from this movie. It's so fucking
Pretty
funny.
good.
The circus bugs are in there drinking their sorrows away. And then the flies from the circus come in. The ones that Francis was yelling at, but they have like a big ass fly with them. He's kind of scared.
Why does he look like that?
So they go over and they're bullying Francis. Francis is just trying to enjoy his drink.
Yeah.
Also, their drinks are not in cups. They're just like holding
like dew drops.
It's like they're just like holding
And they're
balls of water.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So the circus bugs decide that they are going to do their Robin Hood act to try and intimidate the flies.
Yeah.
So Slim is
A sword.
of course. Francis is Robin Hood. Heimlich is Little John. I want to be Little John. It's literally like so good. It's so fucking funny.
It's pretty good.
Their act doesn't go very well.
No.
And they end up knocking the can over and it starts to roll.
The whole bar.
Yeah, the bean can.
And then it's really funny because as it's like rolling away, there's holes in it from like a BB gun. Like the can was sat up on a fence, and you know how like people use cans for like, target practice? Bro, fucking Pixar thinks of everything.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
Just a bean can with holes in it from a BB gun.
And then
a bar
a bunch of bugs are using it as a bar. Like that's
and their
so
tables
funny.
are like bottle caps.
Yes.
So cute.
It's so good.
Yeah, so they roll the can. So everybody in the bar gets like fucked up, gets disheveled.
Yeah.
And Flick, he like ended up outside. I think he got like pushed outside.
Yeah.
So he wasn't in there when the can started rolling. So he goes in after and he's like, you guys are perfect.
Yeah.
My ant colony needs you. And then he says something about getting food for grasshoppers. So they think it's dinner theater.
Yeah.
They think Flick is hiring.
They think he's a talent scout.
Dinner theater.
Yeah.
And then he's not. He needs warrior bugs.
Yeah.
Also,
So close.
just,
Same
like,
thing.
Where were you gonna find warrior bugs in the big city? Like, Flick, get it together.
He thought maybe there was like an underground like fight ring going on.
Yeah, he was gonna find a fight club.
Yeah. So they're like, oh my God, we just got fired from our circus gig. Like this is a talent scout. He saw us perform as Robin Hood. So like perfect. And they're like, okay, bet. And then they fly off with him to his anthill.
On the way there, Flick is telling
Tuck
and roll. I always want to call them Rolly and Polly.
I think we should.
Tuck and roll. Rolly and Polly. He's telling them like the whole like spiel. Like, yeah, there's these grasshoppers and you guys are gonna fight them. And they don't speak English.
So they're like
you're fired. They just keep saying you're fired the whole movie.
At one point,
because PT said it to them.
Flick tells the story. He's laughing, and Tuck and Roll are sitting like this the whole story. And then Flick laughs, and they both look at each other and they go, hey. And
it's so good.
It's because they're literally
it's
just
so
like
funny. And all the other bugs can't hear because they're all flying. And their wings are like really loud, especially Dim.
Dude, the
because
fucking...
he's a giant beetle.
Them smiling like that and then cackling is so funny.
Flick's like, his laughter is so lovely.
It is.
It's truly such good laughter.
Yeah.
He has the best laugh.
Yeah.
Like even I wanted to laugh because he's like, ha 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 ha, and they're like, ha ha ha. It's literally the funniest fucking shit ever. I love it so much.
Good.
Tuck and roll art. Roly and Poly are the best.
They truly are.
Back at the ant colony, ants are like dropping dead. They're working so hard to try to get, because they have to gather food for themselves and for the grasshoppers.
Double the food for the grasshoppers.
Yeah. So they are struggling. So, oh my God, there was another part too, because Francis, of course, is carrying Slim because they're dating and they're in love. And Slim is doing this with his arm in the air. You know, like when you're driving in the car and you're like, that shit is so good.
It's literally just him going. It's so stupid.
This movie is so beautiful and so funny.
It is pretty good.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, the circus bugs get to the ant colony with Flick. Dot is super excited.
Yeah, she told everyone that he was gonna do it.
Yeah, she was like, I knew it. All the ants like hide because they think they're like under attack.
They literally say that the troop looks ferocious.
Yeah.
They sure don't.
I mean, like, there's like a spider and a beetle.
I guess.
And a praying
so.
mantis. Like, yeah, some of them are like big and scary.
All right.
Ada is in shock. She's like, he wasn't actually supposed to find anybody.
He was just supposed to go missing for weeks.
Yeah. The queen is pumped.
Yeah, the queen didn't know of like the ulterior motive of sending Flick out so he just wouldn't be underfoot.
Yeah.
She thought that the vibes were immaculate, and she was like, wow, he did it. Slay.
Okay.
Like, pop off.
Good job, Flick. You did what you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So Francis sees Ada like talking to the council, like they're like whispering because she's like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? So he thinks he's like losing the gig. So he makes a speech. He's like, listen, we're gonna knock them dead, thinking he's saying like, we're really gonna impress these grasshoppers at dinner theater
with our entertainment.
Yeah. And then everyone starts like clapping. They're like, oh my fucking God, these warrior
They're
bugs.
gonna literally knock them dead.
Yeah. It's a poor choice
so
of word.
Good. No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what makes it even funnier.
And so everyone starts clapping. I just love Francis so much. Francis is my new favorite Disney character.
I love Heimlich.
Always loved Francis, but I extra love Francis today.
Yeah.
He's like so great.
So they throw like a party for the... It's about the kid ants, the children ants put on a show for the troop, and it's them fighting the grasshoppers and them dying. And the troop is now realizing that it's not an act. They actually want them to go to war, essentially.
Those are the Blueberry Scouts.
The Blueberry
Put
Scouts.
some respect on their name.
Yeah, so the troop is now panicked. I'm pretty sure Francis passed out. Heimlich is has lost all color.
Yeah.
They're unwell. They're not.
They've realized they're not performers. They are warriors.
Yeah, they actually really did want someone to fight. So Flick is making a announcement to everyone like, oh my God, they're so great, aren't they so cool? And Rosie whispers into Flick's ear that they are in fact a circus act.
Yeah.
And Flick is like, well,
what the fuck?
Shit, this sucks. So he pulls them off to the side to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do.
He doesn't even pull them off. They leave. They're like,
yeah, and Princess Ada's like, I feel like I should be part of this conversation. And Flick is like, no. This is really serious warrior talk. You can't be part of it, actually.
He's trying to like beg them to stay. And then when they say no, we're leaving, Flick is like, well, please step on my head.
He literally says, can you squish me before you go?
He literally puts Dim's foot on his head and is like, press down really hard, please.
I understand.
We've been there, Flick.
Yeah. So they are literally flying away to leave. And Flick jumps on to them to beg them to stay. And they get chased by a bird.
Yeah.
And
It's gotta be scary.
Yeah, Dot followed them, and she's a nosy child, and she is
Talk
on
about Dot like
a
that.
dandelion fluff that gets loose and goes flying, and is now also being chased by the bird.
Yeah, and
Thriving.
the circus performers, they may not be warriors, but they are good people.
Yeah, of course.
And they see that Dot is in distress.
So they're in the ravine, and to distract the bird, Slim holds up Heimlich as like a little like wriggly caterpillar to distract the bird. And Francis flies over to grab Dot, but they get knocked off of the dandelion fluff when the bird flies by them, and so they fall into it's like the ravine,
It's like
where the water
river bed.
Yeah. And there's like cracks in the ground, so they fall in between the cracks. Francis breaks a leg.
Yeah.
He's a bug.
Rock landed on his leg.
I'm just saying he's fine.
This is the best part. This is when Dot is like shaking. Wake up, ma'am. Please wake up. To Francis.
Francis knocked out.
Please wake up. It's just so funny.
Yeah, and then Slim drops down into like a crack in the ravine, but poor Heimlich is too chunky.
Too chunky.
And so he doesn't fit, and so he has to like suck in, and they pull him down. So the bird
works every time.
Yeah, the bird flies off with no bug food.
No din. And then the other birds land in like a thorny bush that the bird can't get in.
Yeah, they fly into like a
Oh hey.
Oh,
you're gonna actually like sit and behave? That's
wild.
Nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah, so they hide in like a thorny bush that the bird can't get into.
Yeah. The bird is genuinely terrifying.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
Yeah. So the troop goes back to the anthill. I mean, Francis broke his poor little leg, so they got to set his leg at least.
Yeah.
Ada is thanking the bugs, the circus troop bugs, and Flick. Ada leaves them alone. Rosie is telling Flick, like, hey, we're not warriors. Like, we get it. Like, we feel bad, but like we don't know what to do because we can't like fight grasshoppers.
Yeah.
So like tell us what to do. Because we don't know what you need us to do.
Mm-hmm. Flick and Ada are talking, and Ada's telling Flick like, "Oh, everyone's waiting for me to fail all the time. Like, I don't even know what to do." And Flick is literally like, "That's been my whole life." Like,
I think that's everybody's life. Ada.
Yeah, but
respectfully, Ada, you are not special.
But also, she's been so mean to Flick like this whole time, and he's just trying to help. He just is doing it in a different way from everyone else. And so she's like, oh yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. And she apologizes to Flick, and she's like, what you did was really brave, like going after that bird. Like, even Hopper is afraid of birds. And Flick gets the fucking great idea to scare the grasshoppers with a fake bird.
That's a brilliant idea.
It is pretty smart. So he's like, oh my God, hey, thanks for the idea. And he kisses Princess Ada on the cheek and runs away to go tell the circus troupe his idea.
Right.
Like, taking liberties with the princess there.
I know. Consent. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Flick?
She thought it was cute though. So
some of the kids come in, the ant children. I guess when I say kids, I'm thinking like kids. But like,
Me too. That's why.
I feel like I have to specify ant children.
That's why earlier I was like the kids, the ant children.
The ant children come in.
Yeah.
And are asking all of them for their autograph. And they're kind of getting like a taste of fame. They're like, shit, maybe we are warriors because this feels really nice.
Yeah.
So they are giving autographs to these children. Flick comes in and he's like, hey guys, I have a really good idea. We're going to build a fake bird and scare the grasshoppers. And they're like, I guess we have nothing better to do today. So that
Francis
sounds good.
is like stuck here for a minute.
Francis' leg is broken. They're not going to leave Francis. These people are family.
Right.
This circus troupe is fam.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
Yeah. So we
leave when Franny leaves.
Yeah. They plan to have the circus troupe, the warriors, pass the idea off as their own because the ants never want to listen to Flick and his ideas, and they would think it's a bad idea if Flick passed it off as his idea. So the circus troupe is like, okay, we'll say it's our idea, and then they bring it to like the ant council, and then Princess Ada tells the ants their idea, and they start building a fucking bird
They literally build a bird.
out of like twigs and leaves and like a walnut and an acorn.
This part of the movie is so fucking cute.
Yeah, they do like a whole montage of like them building the bird, them getting to know like the troop, getting to know the ants. Francis becomes like the unofficial head of the blueberries.
No, he is the den mother of the blueberries.
Okay.
Francis.
Yeah.
A blueberry den mother.
Yeah.
Just this whole, like, who even came up with this idea? How do people come up with stuff?
I was literally saying while you're watching this, like, it's so crazy. Like, this is an original movie, an original concept, and it's so
based
good.
off of a thing, though.
Like, loosely, though.
Yeah, very loosely.
Very loosely. That's what I'm saying.
These ants built a bird.
Like, the idea behind this movie and also, like, the humor behind it and everything is so good. And, like, nowadays they're just, like, remaking the same movies over and over. Like,
And not
literally
even doing a really good job.
literally remaking movies. Like, come on.
Or
Y'all
like,
can't do shit like this anymore. Like, that's crazy to me.
We're on, like, Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3.
Frozen
like,
3. They're making a live action Moana. Moana hasn't even been out for what,
so
5
stupid.
years? Like, it's actually stupid.
Just Disney, really. Other people are doing it. Doing
Kind
good jobs.
of.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me because, like, this is so good.
Yeah. We've already done everything. So now we're just.
We haven't, though.
These ants built a bird.
I know.
I can't get over it.
It's fucking crazy.
The whole process of them making the bird is like my favorite thing ever.
so good.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, but so they also like now have this like sense of security. They're like literally not gathering the food that they need for the grasshoppers because they're like, we're gonna scare the shit out of them.
Yeah. Francis at one point like yells at the kids and then they all like start getting sad because he's like overstimulated. They're overstimulating him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, just kidding. He starts juggling for them. And then he plays cards with them. And then they decide that they are going to change their troop uniforms to ladybug.
Yes, they wear little leaves
with like spots on them.
They look like little like capes and they have little spots on them.
I just love Francis so
really
much.
cute.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, so they build the bird and then they lift it up into like a hole in the top of the tree
They
that's
hoist it
over
up and hide it.
That's over their anthill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we cut
insane.
Yeah, we cut to the grasshoppers who live in the desert underneath like an old like straw sombrero.
Are we not going to talk about Flick and Ada like flirting the entire time they're building Bird?
Oh, that is very true.
Also, Flick laughs like 3 times in this scene. I just love his laugh. I'm so sorry. I'm obsessed with it.
Okay.
It's so great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my favorite laugh. I love that man's laugh.
Put it as your ringtone. Not that you ever have your phone ringing, but
my phone's never rung. She's never had a ring. But yeah.
Yeah, so the grasshoppers live underneath a giant, it's normal size. To them, it's giant. To us, it's probably just a normal size, like straw hat.
No, it's like a sombrero.
Yeah.
Like when you think of like a Mexican sombrero, like that's what it is.
It's like in the desert, like up against a
Cactus
cacti
next to a puddle.
And then
they're jet skiing on the puddle.
on a puddle. Yeah. There's inside they have a salsa lid as like a table.
There's like a horseshoe, a rusty horseshoe.
A rusty horseshoe is like their bar top.
They have like a hamster.
Yeah, like a hamster water bottle that's holding all the grain that they collected from the ants. And that's all their food. And Mole is sitting there with 2 of his, I don't want to call them friends, fellow grasshoppers. And the 2 other grasshoppers are pretty much like, why do we need to go get more food from the ants? Like, we have so much food. Like, we're tired of flying. We're tired of
they're drinking. They're jet skiing.
Yeah, they're tired of
they're having a good time
flying off. And who's going to carry that back? You think it's going to be Hopper? No, all those other grasshoppers are going to have to carry all that food back. They want to just stay there and relax. So Mole is like, oh well, I'll go tell my brother because they say that he's the vice president because he's his brother.
Try to gas him up.
Yeah. They gaslight him. So
I said gas him up. He technically like is the vice president.
Yeah, but not if you ask Hopper. So
no one's asking Hopper.
That's so true. Hopper's getting a massage from like a centipede and with a
Lots of hands.
with a fake cigar in his mouth. It's a vibe. And Walt goes in and is like, hey, listen, I had this brilliant fucking idea. Why don't we just not go back to the anthill? Leave him alone, whatever. So Hopper's like, that's a great fucking idea. And he goes to tell
That's gaslighting.
yeah. He goes to all the other grasshoppers and he's like, we're just gonna stay here because we have all this food. Like, we're doing so fine. We don't need to go over there. But then there's a lot of analogies used in this movie. He uses an analogy of the grain and he throws one of the pieces of grain at one of the other grasshoppers and is like, did that hurt? No, that was one ant. And then he lets go the whole fucking lid and all the grain falls on them. And he's like,
That guy's probably dead.
no, yeah, they're both definitely for sure dead. For sure. And he's like, that's all the ants that one ant gave the idea to, that they can stand up to us. He was like, so we're going to go and get our food. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
They ride out. They're like a motorcycle gang.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
And they make like chopper noises.
Yeah. Even Thumper's going.
They all go. They all leave
The
the hat.
feral, out of the top, there's like a hole in the very
Time
top
to leave
of
the
it.
hat next to the puddle.
What a place to live.
I kind of want to go to there too.
Oh my
I kind of want
God.
to be a bug.
Oh, also, there was a band playing La Cucaracha, which is funny because
Yeah.
it means the cockroach. La
Was it? Were they
cucaracha.
cockroaches? I didn't know.
No, I think the other bugs were all like mosquitoes
Oh.
because they're next to a
A
pond.
puddle. Oh yeah. You're getting attacked.
Hey, sir.
We cut back to the anthill. The ants are fucking limboing. Rosie's talking about how her 12th husband died and now she's a widow. Well, she's always been a widow because she's a black widow, but that was the 12th time. That's a lot of husbands, ma'am. Rosie's kind of anxious.
Me.
She's a little.
You just like talk because like you don't know what else to do.
Yeah. That's definitely Rosie.
I'm me. I'm me.
Yeah, the ants are. I am.
I am me.
I am me. The ants
Unfortunately.
are partying it up.
Yeah.
Okay, Flick. They have like a light system so they can like keep checking to make sure that there's no grasshoppers coming because the leaves are falling. Like the leaves are almost there's like 3 leaves left on the tree. So the grasshopper should be coming back soon.
Yeah. Also, Flick is talking to the circus troupe and he's saying that he can sneak them out. Like they just helped build.
Yeah, they're ready for the grasshoppers to come. He's like, it's cool if you guys want to go.
Yeah, but they decide that they want to stay.
Yeah,
That's their
Dim is the
fam
first.
now.
Dim is the first one to say he's like, I'm not leaving, and Rosie's like, well, I'm not leaving Dim.
Yeah.
And then
Francis
Gypsy and Manny are like, well, we're not gonna leave Rosie. And then,
and Francis is like, I have my blueberries. I made plans with them. So
yeah, I'm a den mother now. I am a mother.
Yeah.
I have children, and
I'm
then
a mother. No trauma.
I don't know what that is.
From TikTok. Okay.
And then Tuck and Roll are just again, they're just there
Vibing.
for vibes, and they're like, well, we're staying.
Yeah. Their light system, their warning system is going off. But it's not the grasshoppers.
It's PT.
Yeah, and his circus van truck is a old like cookie box.
A Casey Jr. cookie box.
Yeah, driven by 2 centipedes. And again, this is what I'm talking about. Why are those centipedes like horses?
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, he's searching for his troop. He has a giant poster of them that he rolls out and is like, this is my circus troupe. I'm going anthill to anthill to find them.
Yeah. The flaming flea was a big hit.
Yeah, so he needs them back even though he fired them.
Yeah, the line outside the circus tent was a foot long.
A foot long. Fucking crazy. The ants realize that their warrior bugs are in fact not warriors.
Yeah.
Not good.
No, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking mad.
Ada's pissed.
Ada's really pissed. And Francis is like, look, we just thought it was a good idea. Like Flick's idea was a good idea. And then they all realize that Flick is behind the whole thing.
Yeah. The queen steps up and she's basically like, all of you leave, you circus freaks. Take fucking Flick with you.
Yeah.
Everybody forget about the bird. Go start getting food.
Yeah.
Right fucking now.
Yeah.
And that's why she's the queen.
Uh-huh.
The last leaf falls. The grasshoppers are coming.
It's really foggy. It's like a foggy morning.
There's moisture in the air.
Yeah, it's kind of
They have
scary
a
looking.
sad amount of food. They've got like 10 fucking
It's
grains.
not good.
Ada and the queen are talking, and Ada's like, do we just give them our food? Like, the fuck do we do?
Right.
They don't have time to make a plan because the grasshoppers come, and Hopper is pissed. He's like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, and Hopper's like, we're not leaving until you all gather the amount of food that I deem appropriate.
Yeah, he kidnaps the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Dot and the other blueberry scouts, they go to their secret hideout, which is like in the grass blades. So they're hidden away.
Yeah.
They overhear two grasshoppers saying that they are going to kill the queen after they get all the food.
Yeah. Also, one of the grasshoppers said one word, and I said, "That's Crush from Finding Nemo." And I was correct.
It was the voice of Crush.
I said, "That's Crush. You can't tell me it's not." I know that voice.
Yeah. So Dot goes to tell the circus bugs, like, hey, Dot flies because she can fly.
Yeah.
Because she's a flyer.
She's a bad bitch.
She's a track star.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sound from TikTok.
Yeah, it is. I know that one. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Dot goes to tell the circus bugs, and they're kind of gung ho, but Flick is like, the bird's not going to work.
Yeah, he's like, everything I do is a failure, so like the bird won't be any different.
Yeah.
And then Dot goes and gets a rock, and she's like, "This is a seed."
And Flick is like,
"You're so right, bestie." And the circus crew is like,
what the fuck is
the
with the rock?
fuck is with the rock,
Yeah.
yo? And they say it must be an ant thing.
Yeah. So they tie up PT Flea. They're like, sorry, bud.
Yeah.
Gotta hijack your circus.
I'm sorry about it.
And then they go back to the anthill.
Yeah, Flick and Dot go get the blueberries. They are going to man the bird because all the other ants are being held captive by the grasshoppers. So it's up to children and circus freaks. So the troop pulls up in the circus box. It's not like
Train?
a van, I guess. Yeah. And they're like, hey, Princess Ada hired us to be the grasshoppers entertainment, like as a surprise. And so we're here to entertain you. They're going to distract the grasshoppers while Flick takes the blueberries.
Yeah, up to the bird.
Up to the bird. At first, Hopper is about to like yeet all the circus troupe. But then he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I like some entertainment. At least Ada did something good for once in her life.
Yeah. So they're doing their little circus act while the blueberries and Flick go up to the bird. They also have to get the queen because they kidnapped the queen.
Yeah, they don't want her to get smashed.
Yeah. So they formulate a plan so that when Manny and Gypsy are doing their disappearing act, Manny takes the queen. And the only reason Hopper let the queen go, he was like, maybe he'll saw her in half.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So they put the queen in the Chinese takeout container. Manny calls upon the Szechuan gods, as he says. He's doing his little like the power of Szechuan.
Yeah.
That shit got me so good.
That was really good.
And then Dim and Rosie sneak the queen out of the takeout box so they can get her to safety.
Yeah, and the queen transforms into Gypsy.
And then Gypsy opening her wings is the signal for them to let the bird go. But the rock that's supposed to knock the support of the bird out gets stuck. So Flick is like, get that fucking shit. He's like yelling at these kids.
Children, ants.
He's literally like, the entire colony's lives depends on you guys moving that rock. I'm just saying it's up to you. Like,
if you want to live or not.
So go ahead and find the might of 1,000 men and move that fucking rock. You know what I mean? They do.
Also, it's thundering now. There's a rainstorm coming, which is really
horrifying
bad.
If you're an ant.
Yeah.
Because rain. I wonder if the Szechuan spirits could
help
take
out?
care of the rain.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopper's pissed. He's like, where the fuck is the queen?
Yeah.
Y'all trying to school me and I don't like it. They finally get the bird unstuck. The bird starts swooping towards the ground. The ants all have to remember to pretend to be scared.
Of the bird.
They know it's not real. So they're like, fake panic. The circus troupe have all like bloodied themselves and are like running around, acting like they've been mauled by the bird.
Slim puts
bitten.
Slim puts like berry in his eye because Hopper's eye is fucked up from being attacked by a bird. So it's like to freak him out even more. Like, hey, look at the parallels here. I was attacked by a bird and my eye's fucked up, and so that freaks him out really bad. Oh, that was so dramatic.
Dinah just did a somersault.
No, I nudged her because she was pulling at the carpet, and then she like really dramatically.
She just rolled.
Drama queen,
ma'am. So PT gets himself untied and sees the bird, and he's like, "Oh, I can handle this." Sprays lighter fluid up into the air and sets the bird on fire with a match. Mm-hmm. So PT really is the villain in this film, not Hopper. It's PT Flea.
I think it's both of them.
It's mostly PT Flea.
Okay. So they have to get all the kids out of the bird.
Yeah, there's children in the bird that's on fire.
Yeah. Hopper now realizes it's not a real bird because it's on fire and it's just, still swinging around. Flick hits the like hook that's holding the fake bird, so it falls to the ground. Gets all the kids out, and then Hopper grabs Dot and holds her hostage.
He's gonna kill everybody, but Flick is like, "It's me you want. I'm the one who had the idea to do the bird. So I'll take the blame." And then Thumper like beats the shit out of Flick.
Literally,
it's off screen, but you hear it.
Yeah, and then Flick has like a black eye and is like hobbled. It's really dramatic. Like he's an ant.
Yeah, and then Flick does a "you need us" speech, basically. He's like, "There's a bajillion of us and like 20 of you, and you need us to collect food so that you can be lazy.
This is Hopper's worst fear.
We could overpower you." And Hopper's like,
"Fuck.
Okay, so go ahead and do it." And all the ants are like, "Okay."
They post up.
Yeah, and all the grasshoppers leave. They're like, "I'm not trying to be fought by a bunch of ants." So all of the grasshoppers are leaving. They put Hopper in the circus cannon, and they're gonna shoot him far, far away.
Yeah.
It starts to rain though.
Poor timing.
Yeah. So Hopper gets out of the circus cannon and kidnaps Flick. He's really into kidnapping people today.
That's his whole vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the troop gives chase.
The circus bugs.
Yeah. To try and get Flick back. Francis is carrying Slim and he loses him in a tree.
He lost his boyfriend.
He literally is like, "I can't see you in the tree." And Slim is like, "I'm the only stick with eyes." And Francis is like,
it's so funny. But it's also like dark and raining. So it's not Francis's fault.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious though.
Good. Ada saves Flick because she can fly. So she's like flying after them. Ada gets Flick. They end up in a ball of water, which is horrifying, like a raindrop. Yeah. They almost drowned.
It's really scary, actually.
It's horrifying. They get out though, and Flick tells Ada to hide, and he goes out and confronts Hopper in the like canyon area where the river was, the dried up riverbed, because Flick happens to know something about this riverbed.
Yeah.
That there's a bird's nest in there.
Directly behind them.
Yeah. And so the bird like pops over and is like staring at Hopper, and Hopper's like, "Oh, another bird, blah, blah, blah."
There are more children in this one.
Yeah, but this is a real bird.
It's a real bird.
And it takes Hopper and feeds Hopper to its young. So
it'd be like
not
that.
A fake bird.
No. Then we cut to springtime.
It's spring. There's flowers everywhere. It's so cute.
Yeah.
The anthill's thriving.
Yeah. They're all using Flick's inventions.
Yeah.
To cut down the plants to get their own food. Yeah. Not anything for the grasshoppers because the grasshoppers are gone. Mr. Soil gets an upgrade to the Queen's shade and fan
I don't
boy.
think that one's Mr. Soil.
She says his name.
Okay.
She says, "Come on, Mr. Soil." So it is him. And she says something about lotioning her up.
Oh.
She says, "You get to lotion me up, Mr. Soil." So
it's better than fanning. her.
I think he's enjoying all of it. I don't think he minds.
Yeah. The circus troupe is leaving. I guess they've been there all winter, hanging out. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing whatever he's doing. The ants, some of the ants join the circus. Why? I'm not even doing anything to you.
Oh.
Okay. Freak. The circus troupe is leaving. Some of the ants join. They're like a ball of ants. They do like a rolling act. Just rolling as a ball of ants. Yeah. Acrobatic ants.
Molt also joined.
Yes. I think he's just a water boy.
Yeah.
Kind of situation. Maybe he has a
He's
talent.
set up.
I don't know. Yeah, he's set up and breakdown.
Yeah.
Which is really important. So they need him.
Yeah.
Flick and Ada are in love.
Yeah, they're holding hands. Cute.
Yeah. As the circus bugs leave, they're saying their goodbyes. They're very sad to be going. Francis is crying because he's leaving his children.
Sad.
Manny gives Ada a rock, and she's like, "Thank you." I don't get it, but Dot and Flick are just in the background dying of laughter because they get it. They get the rock.
And then the other ants are like, maybe it's a circus thing, which is so funny because the circus troupe thought it was an ant thing.
Yeah, but it's really just a Dot and Flick kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ada becomes the queen. She gets the queen hat, which doesn't look good on her. I think she should get a new hat.
Yeah, it looks a little silly on her.
Heimlich is coming out of his cocoon. He's a butterfly now.
He's a beautiful butterfly.
He changes colors. I guess I never realized that before.
Yeah, he turns more of like a blue.
He turns blue-green instead of green and red.
Yeah.
And his wings are so tiny he can't fly. They have to come and pick him up.
He's so cute. I love him.
And he says, "You all look like ants from here."
It's really funny.
It's so hilarious because they're ants.
And that's the end. And then we get the banger of all bangers.
A Randy Newman original.
It's just
was a bug, little bug, hardly there.
It's like my new favorite song in the whole entire world. Just saying.
Why is Randy Newman's song so good all the time?
Also, this movie, there's bloopers. Like,
there's little
in
bloopers
the credits.
at the end. It's cute.
Like the bugs are actually filming the movie. Like they fuck up lines at one point. Molt like
cute.
knocks over the camera, and there's like you can see there's like bugs with like
a boom
mics and everything. It's so cute. They did it for Toy Story 2.
Yeah,
because Barbie. She's like, I don't want to smile anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cute. I wish they still did stuff like that. It's so cute. I just love that opening line. Like,
was a bug, little bug. Hardly there. It's like how I feel on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's such a good ass fucking song.
A little bug.
Just a bug. Little bug.
Hardly there. It's so good. Would you like to go first?
I will go first.
Okay.
I gave A Bug's Life a 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite freaking movies. I love Flick and Francis so much. I just love all of them. Like all the characters are wonderful.
Yeah.
Voice actors on 10. It's like, I can't believe this is the second Pixar movie.
It's actually bananas.
It goes so hard.
Yeah.
I wish I could literally tie it with Toy Story, but since I can't, I put it as my number 5. It's under Toy Story and above Pocahontas.
That's crazy.
I fucking love A Bug's Life. This movie is so funny. The colors are there. There's so many fun characters. And the banger at the party. We get a Randy Newman song at the end. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
No qualms.
I concur. I also gave A Bug's Life a 10 out of 10.
That's right.
There was a gun in my hand.
No, I made her.
I do love this movie. It's just so good.
It's perfect.
Like, yeah, it's crazy to think like this is the second Pixar movie. Like looking at it, that's actually wild. The music slaps. The characters are great. Like the storyline is great. Like I love it. I put mine at number 9. So it's below Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is forever and always will be my favorite Pixar movie. But it is above Frozen, and that's where I was waffling. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put Frozen above this or not, but I do think I enjoy this movie more than Frozen. Yeah. So it's at my number 9.
Wow.
Crazy. Are you ready to guess?
I freaking love guessing.
Okay, so really funny earlier. I was like, oh my God, I'm excited about the movie that I picked. And Melissa immediately goes, is it Zombies 2? And I was like, almost.
I'm just waiting for her to pick it.
I literally, so I have Disney Plus like on my phone, and I like go through the movies, and that's kind of like how I decide like the vibes. Like if I see something, I'm like, I want to watch that. Zombies 2 was literally the first one I looked at.
I feel like that's more of like either like a back to school time movie or like a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Because it's got werewolves and shit.
But it is a similar vibe to what I picked.
Is it DCOM? Mm-hmm. Camp Rock. We've been talking about doing it for so
Yeah,
long.
we literally talked it to death yesterday, and I was like, neither of us have seen it.
I've never seen it.
I've seen
like
it.
clips from it.
The only thing I know is that it's the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato. And all I know is that Allison, does the thing where she plays the keyboard and Demi Lovato goes, she's really good.
I'm
and she's
assuming
like
the premise of the movie is a summer camp where everyone is musically talented.
I think that's the vibe.
And Demi Lovato and Joe Jonas get together.
Is it Joe Jonas?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
There's 3 of them. They have options.
I think it's Joe. I feel like Joe's... I don't know.
Well, Demi has options.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick, I think, I don't know. I like Nick's face. I like Joe's personality.
If I were to pick a Jonas, it would be Sophie Turner.
I guess. Here's the thing. Yeah. Since the divorce, I'm back to Team Nick. Because I was in Team Nick because of the movies.
Isn't he not a nice person?
Fuck them all. Fuck them all. What's the youngest one's name? Todd Jonas is
isn't he worse?
He's
favorite. He's like really bad, isn't he? There was a lot of really problematic stuff about the 4th Jonas.
They lost me at purity rings in like middle school. Like when I found that out, I was like, oh, that's really lame. Not, it's not lame. If that's your life choice, then okay. But
never big Joe bro girls.
No.
We were already in our like
imagine liking a band where one of their songs literally goes like this. Are you guys ready? I've been to the year 3.
Do you know that's not their song?
Everything's the
did
same.
You know that?
Except they live underwater.
Did you know that's a cover?
Yeah, I did.
I just recently
not a cover.
learned that.
It was originally recorded by another band.
And then they did it better.
And then they didn't care. They were like, yeah, you can record it. It's fine.
And now it's theirs. Red Dress. That's all I know.
That song's actually good, though. That's a good song.
I have one of my best friends, Bean, is a Joe Bro stan. She has seen them live.
I don't know any of the words.
An
I do know the beat.
embarrassing amount of times. It's like Bean with Joe Bros is us with Fall Out Boy.
That's sad and pathetic. Bean, I love you.
I got her a Jonas Brothers shirt for Christmas.
The Jonas Brothers are so...
It's just not our vibe. I don't dislike them. I just don't care.
I like Nick because he's like fucked up teeth, Like he's almost hot.
Okay.
Do you know what I like that? I like when guys are like almost really hot.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be like something wrong with them.
Well, we're going to watch a whole 1.5 hour long movie of them.
Can't wait.
And it's a musical.
Oh my God.
I love musicals. I'm excited.
I don't even think I've ever even heard a single song from Camp Rock. I've never
I know
even.
when they walk in and they're like, Camp Rock. That's all I know.
Oh no, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to see
they
that.
Come in, they have it's like a step routine. They're like, Camp Rock.
Ooh.
Them.
Demi?
No, I don't. I think Demi's new.
Boys?
I think Demi is new to the camp. That's the premise, is that they are new to the camp. And
wait.
Everybody else has been there before.
I already know it's gonna be low.
Yeah.
It's giving
be.
1 or 2.
Yeah. Can't wait.
So excited.
Yay.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And Patreon and our fun facts links. And that's it. It's on our website, which is linked in the show notes or
Go click it
on the YouTube description.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're a listener, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you're on YouTube, go ahead on over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and give us a follow because that really helps us out. And, leave a review. You don't have to be...
Yeah, just a cheeky little
you don't
emoji.
have to be like,
Melissa and Kat are the funniest fucking people I've ever seen in my life.
just, a great job is fine or
Thumbs up. 5
yeah.
stars.
Yeah, just
Would
literally
recommend.
the 5-star emoji.
Yeah.
Just a smiley face is totally
That's
fine.
all we need.
And then, that's all.
And tell your friends.
I'm pretty sure on Spotify you just have to hit the 5 stars. I don't even think you have to leave. I think on Apple you
have to leave a review.
Leave a review.
Yeah.
But on Spotify you just hit the 5
But
star
it helps
button.
other people like be able to find us because like the more 5-star reviews we have, it like recommends it to other people.
And then on YouTube, hit the thumb up button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love you.
I can't believe we have to watch Camp Rock.
I'm kind of excited. It's way shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Is it 12 minutes?
It's like an hour and like I think 27 or 37. Well, it's mostly songs, so.
Great.
Okay,
Maybe
bye.
it's good. Who knows? Bye. These opinions are our own and are in no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The Tragical podcast cover art is created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The Tragical intro was produced by Ja Reezy.
Links to our social media and Patreon can be found on our website, located in the show notes.
Thanks for listening
to Tragical.
Tragical.